Third time's a charm. If it happens again, I probably won't restart it. Like I said, I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. I have no clue. I don't know how to fix it. So frustrated. Well, I hope. Hey, Dee. Hey, Kat. Well, Cassie, I hope um, everything goes okay with your stimulator. I hope it works for you. I've decided to look for another pain med doctor. And if I can't find one, then I'm just going to go with the medical marijuana. That stuff's just so expensive. And I know Elizabeth's wanting to get the boys in daycare, which wasn't a big deal. But I don't know if I can afford it. Hey, Jennifer. Here's my wrench. Can you see it? The girls came over last night and helped me clean the room, and they started going through the closet and getting ready for the move. And we found it, and I was like, oh, yay. And then I went to get everything ready for my chat because the boys had gotten into my diamonds and my, I've got a nail. You know, when you get your nails done and they have you wash them and, scrub them down. I've got one of them for my paintings that I'll, brush everything off with. That was over there. And I had Elizabeth's pen, diamonds, my tweezers, that brush. And I brought all that over and got my cup, I got my vape, got my phone. And I sit down and was just started diamond paint. And I thought, I need to get that wrench. Jennifer's going to ask about it. But yeah, we found it. Yeah, Cassie, you got this. Have you ever had surgery before? I've had left band surgery. And then I had another surgery. I'm not going to mention because it's too embarrassing. Them were the 2 times that I've been put under for surgery. Now, when you have electric shock, they put you out when they do it. So I went through 6 of those. So I went under 6 times with those. And I never had a problem. Just my problem when I come out of anesthesia, I say stupid things. I can't remember what all I've said, but the family sure has gotten a big kick out of it. But like I was saying before part 2 ended, Megan not here tonight. Her and Elizabeth came over, excuse me, last night and helped me clean the bedroom, and they started packing up my closet. My mom got her approval letter Friday. Yay! So the move's on for now. She still has to call the assisted living center and get all that set up. but there shouldn't be a reason to keep us from her moving in on the 3rd. It's going to be a little hard. A lot of this I'm going to have to do by myself. But it's hard for me to do it by myself. I can't do it during the day because I have the boys. So I think that's part of my exhaustion too. Is just thinking about all the work I have. Because I need to start going through the kitchen on stuff we want to keep, what we want to donate. Because we bought most of our kitchen stuff new 2 years, 8 months ago when we moved in here. And so all the kitchen stuff is within 3 years. So a lot of it's still in good condition. We got a deep fryer that we only use 3 times. So it's going through everything, getting packed up what we don't use right now, and getting that sent over to Salvation Army. My mom's got a box full of magazines that we're taking to the recycling center. So she's gone through, packed up 1 box. I just don't know how we're going to get this done. I know the movers can come in and pack Mom up, but that's going to cost my brother more. And I don't know if he's wanting to pay for that. He said that he would pay for 2 hours, but the only way that was going to happen is if we packed her up. Elizabeth's graduation is February 1st, and that's on a Saturday, the weekend of the move. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll have my stuff moved by then and just check on Mom daily. Because there's not much I can do during the day with me watching the boys. If I can get moved over there and get the kitchen gone through between now and the 1st, I probably could finish packing up my stuff this weekend and move over there this weekend. We have the Diamond Paint-a-thon, and I'm supposed to go live Saturday evening at 6:30 Central Time, and two men in a truck. I forget the name of the company we're using. It's not a funny name like that, though. But if I could get moved over there this weekend, I still don't know how I'm going to get it done between now and then. Because if we're not out by the 3rd, we're going to be responsible for another month's rent. And we can't afford another month rent and move at the same time. So if we don't move on the 3rd, we'd have to wait till March 3rd to move. And my brothers and sisters, they all have health issues that they can't help with. That's why I pretty much forced them to pay for the moving. My sister paid for the deposit, and then my brother was going to pay for 2 hours of moving. It's no further than she's moving. They could have done it in 2 hours because they could have loaded up within an hour and have her unpacked within an hour. Because the drive time is less than, it's like 15 minutes over there. So it's not like she was moving far. I just don't know how I'm going to get it done. That's all I'm worried about. We know it had been coming, and I'd asked for help, and it kept getting put off, and it kept getting put off, and now it can't be put off, but now there's not a lot of time left. Hi, Odd but Nice. How are you doing? I don't know what's been happening with my stream. I never had problems at all when I first started. It's only been the last, 3 or 4 weeks that I've had problems. And I don't understand why. Because the only thing I use my computer for are my lives. So I don't even have but the basic apps on that computer. A lot of them that are on there are what come with the computer, so that hasn't changed any. So I don't know why it's all of a sudden started giving me a hard time. But yeah, if anybody didn't hear, if you just come in during this stream, Megan's getting things done that she didn't get done last night because she was here helping me clean and pack. Um, Elizabeth is under the weather. I actually didn't even ask her if she was coming tonight. She'd gone to the doctor today. I'm not going to get into that because it's her health issue. If she was here, she could talk about it if she wanted, but I'm not going to do it without her being here. What's up, you snap? Oh, it's for beaded cross stitch. Well, her degree was for her what she's doing now. So right now she's just going to continue doing what she's doing now. She hasn't decided if she wants to be a nurse because nurses are actually becoming obsolete except for in hospitals. Believe it or not, because of the new programs with the physician assistants, and now they have the doctor PAs. A lot of the nurses, as far as doctors, they don't know how long they'll be around. Just for the simple fact that nowadays you can get the physician assistant, or not the physician assistant. Well, I guess it's called nursing assistant, but they don't need as many nurses in the doctor's office now. They just need a couple to oversee. I mean, there's 2 doctors and I think 3 physician assistants that Elizabeth works with, and there's I think 2 nurses and then a main supervisor nurse. But that's because they have, a lot of PAs and doctors there. So she's going to just do what she's doing now. I don't see her going to becoming a doctor's a PA. Um, I I just don't see her doing that. You know, and the longer she's there, the more benefits she has. She has dang good medical assistance, which you'd expect with working at a doctor's office. If they don't offer good insurance, then what are they for? It's just the college that she went to. They only have two graduations a year, and she fell right past um, the first graduation or the last graduate. Let me talk here. The last graduation of the year and this year's first graduation of the year, she fell just shy of that, so she had to wait. But yeah, we're all excited to finally see her walk across the stage. You know, Megan and Elizabeth both took their GED, so in my son, he didn't take his GED, so I got to watch Megan graduate. She had an associate's in, well, I don't think it's an associate's, but um, she became a massage therapist. So when she graduated from that school, I got to see her walk across the stage. Now I'm going to get to see my baby girl walk across the stage. I think if Casey would have lived, she would have been probably my only child that I seen actually walk across a high school graduation. You think so? That nurses aren't needed as much now. Not with the nursing assistants that they have. They're not needed one on one with patients now because they have the nursing assistants. So they only need one or two in the office to oversee the nursing assistants. I mean, Elizabeth checks the patient in, she weighs them, does all that stuff. If immunizations are done, Elizabeth does that. The only thing she does is if there's a problem, she has the nurse to check in with. And the nurses there take sick calls from parents that are calling in because their babies are sick. They make the call on whether or not um, they need to be seen in the office or not. They get that. Hi, Nicole. Um, I'm not saying they're going to become obsolete because they're always going to be needed in the hospital. Hospitals, and they're still going to be needed in doctor's office. There's just not going to be the need for as many nurses now. I think it's still a good practice. I love nurses. I I had went through a period when I was 6 months pregnant with my son Jason, of going in the hospital with pneumonia. Um, Sometimes twice a year, sometimes 3 or 4 times a year with the pneumonia, and that went on until after Elizabeth was born. So looking at about a 6 year period. And I love nurses. I respect nurses. I think they might be getting the wrong end of the stick here. But if they don't have enough nursing assistants show up, they still have the ability to do, the actual work there. Say like the weather's bad and it's snow days and they cut all the new well checks out, um, and they're short staffed because people can't get there. There's a lot of backup right now. And the nurses still do a lot of the paperwork. Oh yeah, Kat. Yes, we do. I've had a couple male nurses, but I like to look at them, but I don't feel comfortable with them. I mean, if they want to come in and change my IV, yes, but if you need help out of bed, it's not necessarily. I'm not. Oh, yeah, I need help going to the bathroom. I just don't feel as comfortable with a male nurse there. But that's just me. Just me. No, I know a lot of older people don't like, you know, male nurses. There's some fine ones out there to look at, though. I had one. Um, we were at Children's Hospital for Casey. I don't know which. I think it was her hip surgery because she crisscrossed her legs from the cerebral palsy, and she pulled her legs out of joint, and she had tightness in her groin area. So they went in and they did a full hip replacement, and then they cut that tendon to make it looser to where she didn't crisscross her legs. And she was in a full body cast, not a full body, but right from underneath her belly button down to her calves, and then they cut out a spot, for her to pee on and stuff. But she was in that cast for over 2 months. But we had the Jada McCarty Center. The last Dinah Paint-a-thon where we raised money, that's where I donated the money to. She rehabilitated there, and I checked her out like on weekends to take her home because there was a lot of work involved with her. And I had Elizabeth. She was a baby. She was only 1.5, 2 years old when Casey had that surgery. So I had her to take care of. At the beginning, I was still nursing Elizabeth because at the beginning of the surgery, I had her up there with me to nurse, but then it became too big of a problem trying to take care of her and Casey too. So I sent her home. My mother helped during the day, and then Lee had her at night, and I would just pump during the day. And when Lee got off work, he would take it home, which took care of Elizabeth. But that was a hard hospital stay because she was there for, I think, 11 days. That was one of her long stays. When she had her spinal cord infusion, she was in the hospital for almost 2 months. I swore that hospital was out to kill her. She had the spinal infusion, and then she developed a spinal leak, and they kept doing things to try to get it to stop, and they couldn't get it to stop. I meant they perpendicular. Hi, Debbie. They put her like upside down to where, not upside down, but front forward. You know, had her tilted up. They had her tilted back, trying to get the spinal fluid to close up, and then they went in and did an operation to repair a shunt to because it wasn't working. So they went in for the repair. The repair didn't work, you know, and it takes them, you know, 5 or 6 days to make the decisions on what they're going to do. And then when the repair didn't work, then they had to go in and do it again. I had at one point asked them if they were killing my daughter and if I needed to take her to another. We were shopping around for another hospital, because I swear and it was our children's hospital, but you know the other hospitals, they knowing she was coming from children's wouldn't have taken her because she was deemed in the best care because they deal with children. But yeah, we were there for almost 2 months, and that was not fun. And I was doing my school at the same time. The only good thing about that, I was on my last mod, and I was in the restaurant part of it. Um, I was in the kitchen part. I already done the front of the house class to where, you know, we pretty much had to learn the business from the floor up. So, you know, we washed plenty of dishes. I think that was the worst thing about culinary school, was washing dishes every night, knowing I had washed dishes at home. That was the one thing that sucked. But when it come time for the restaurant part, we had to do a mock-up business plan on our restaurant as far as the name of the restaurant, the menu. We had to do um, 2 appetizers, 4 main meals, and 2 desserts. And then we had to look up the price from our local vendor on food cost, and we had to break it down by individual servings, and that was hard. I don't do math very well. Good thing we were able to use our calculator. And then I moved on to the restaurant part and finished it. And then right after her surgery, um, no, that's not right. She went in the hospital for something um, while I was doing the back of the house where we prepared the food. So I would go in and stay an hour, and then they let me go early. And if I went in at least an hour, it was considered a full day. So I got away with doing things that way for about a week and a half. Then I went on and finished, and then had to wait 6 months for the graduation. But I'm ready to get this move on. I decided to try one more PayMed doctor. I'm gonna be upfront with them about everything that's gone on the last 4 months with them, and see what he says. If they don't give me something, then I'll just go with medical marijuana. It's going, Jennifer. I've worked on it a little bit since last Tuesday, not a whole lot, but I had I mentioned in the last live that I had missed your your live Friday. Elizabeth didn't get off work till almost 6 o'clock, and then her and her husband had to go move horses. So it was after 8 before she came and got the kids, and then I had to cook supper. And by the time I finished cooking supper, it was 9 o'clock. I ate, and then I fell asleep. But I had to take care of Mom. If I hadn't cooked 2 days prior to that, so she wanted me to cook for her. So I had to cook for her. And I forgot what number I'm working on. What am I working on? 28. V. V, 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 V. They moved their horses from the farm they were at to another farm just up the road. I think he got a cheaper deal where the guy wasn't going to charge him for having the horses there. I'm not really for sure. Oh, I know why they moved it. I remember now. The guy that farm was on it sold his property to the city, so the city can do expansions, which I think is wrong. They're buying out farmlands. There's not enough trees to go around as it is. Talk about saving the planet, but if they keep cutting down our trees, nobody's going to be able to breathe. Yes, it is, Jennifer. I'll try to get it watched between now and Friday. What am I going to work on now? Guess I can work on the ends. I think that's what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to see if the girls can't move me this weekend. That way, next weekend after her graduation, because it's at 10 o'clock in the morning. And okay, I thought you said last week that you were going to go ahead, but okay. Well, I'm going on Saturday night at 6:30. I have mine scheduled now, but I don't think it's in the main schedule because I haven't posted my link yet. But I only scheduled it this evening, so I'm going to get that posted so they can post my link in the schedule. Okay. That chat gets so much. I love it that we have people to talk to and stuff. But it's like overnight I'll have 99 messages and I just can't go through and read all them. Not with everything I've got going. If I had any more problems after tonight, I was going to tell them that I'm having too many problems that I won't see if they couldn't replace me. But so far, third time's a charm. They're supposed to be posting it like in Facebook groups, Cassie. If not, I'll look for an updated schedule and I can message it to you. I haven't even looked. I don't know who's on before me. I don't know who's after me. I know everybody that's scheduled to do the Diamond Paint-A-thon is people I subscribe to. And they're all new subscribers. Or all fairly, they're not new, but most of them are under 1,000 subscribers. They're doing it this time for the smaller channels to get more people. But there's some groups that aren't letting us post the schedule because they were not included till needed. I know that sounds bad, but yeah, I look for it, and there's supposed to be a few Facebook groups that they posted to. Now, might have been we have a Facebook group just for creators. I can't even remember the name of it, but it's just for creators that have a YouTube channel. I think they might have posted in it. So if there is, I'll post it on my Facebook. So any of y'all that subscribe to my or are members of my Facebook will have that schedule. Okay. Well, I know they were telling everybody to post it to their main Facebook. I was going to wait till like Thursday to post it in mine. So everybody's link should be on there because they have us pre-schedule it. We just don't go in and do the live like we normally do. They have us pre-schedule it. That way we can put our links out there. And if anybody misses the Diamond Paint-a-thon, they can go by, look at the links, and rewatch any of the schedules that they want to out per minute. I tell you what, Pippa and Marissa McCartney really puts a lot of work in on these Diamond Paint-a-thons. I think they cut the schedule again to where we're only going live for like an hour and 15 minutes to get more YouTube creators out there. Ooh, Tree of Life. That's one of Mandy's I don't have. How's the confetti in it? Because it looks like it might be more confetti of hers than what I'm used to. For the tree part of it, anyway. If there's just parts of it that's like that, I do okay. Like this one, getting into her dress, there's a little more confetti, but it's not too bad. So I can handle it. I really thought I could handle that Christmas tree, but maybe come October of next year, maybe I'll be in a better state of mind and can finish it. For some reason, I run out of paintings, which I probably have enough for 2 years at the rate I'm going. So anybody want to come help me move? Cassie, you want to come down from Arkansas and help me move? I think that's going to be my new idea, though, is get me moved this weekend. Get everything over there unnecessarily Saturday, and then Sunday move my easel and my camcorder. Because I won't be able to, if I move that Saturday, it'd have to be early Saturday because, like I said, my live is at 6:30 Central Time. But I'd rather not have to do a whole lot Saturday. Depending on what the girls can do. But I think Megan works Saturdays. She's got to work one weekend day, I think she works during the week, off Friday, and then she works Saturday, and then she's off Sunday. No, she works Friday night. I don't know. I don't know. I might just see if my mom and my brother and my sister can't put in a little bit more money and just pay the movers to come in and pack her up. Because me and my girls can't do it all by ourselves, and we're not getting any help. My husband and the girls can move me. I don't have anything heavy enough to where my husband can't carry it out by himself. Girls can handle the small stuff. Got my Envoy in the back seat, folds back, where we could probably get all my closet stuff in there. It just all this knowing that we were moving. You think we'd be more ready, but we kept postponing getting things done because we didn't know for sure when it was going to happen. And we knew it was going to happen this month, more than likely, but we still didn't do anything. Oh, Jennifer, that's pretty. Is that the tree? Because if that's the tree, it doesn't look like the confetti would be too much. I have quite a few. They don't quite take up the back of my Envoy, but they take up a good space. I think that'd probably be the worst part of um, the, the surgery is being in the car afterwards. Here's the part of the tree I guess Jennifer's doing. Ain't that pretty? You see the line where she's working through right here. Can't get my finger right. See, since I've been on here, I've gotten 10 messages on that. Sometimes it just gets overflooded. Now everybody's trying new things as far as using OBS and other programs to where they can. Now, I don't know if a lot of y'all remember, but Frutini, she was real popular when I first started diamond painting. She hasn't gone live in a long time, but she did like a 12-hour live, and that was close. I think she only went live one more time after that, but she used OBS. She's from Australia, and during her live, it showed her painting she was working on, and then she had a picture of the painting in one corner, and in another corner, you could see her. So she had a camera facing her painting, plus a camera facing her, and then she was able to put in a picture of the diamond painting in the bottom, which is really nice. A lot of people are trying OBS, but that's not something I want to start right before Diamond Paint-a-thon. And I might end up having to do that if I keep having problems with my lives. But it's not something I want to start just, a week before the Diamond Paint-a-thon. Maybe download it to the computer, play around with it, see if I like it, and then try it out one Tuesday night. Oh, I've watched two new series from Netflix, and they are good. The first one is called Grace and Frankie. Now, this is Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda, and Martin Sheen's in it. So there's three big heavy hitters. I don't remember what the other guy's name is, but the concept of the story is there's these two couples. They become friends early on. Their husbands are lawyers, and they started a firm together. Well, 40 years after they've been married, the men have dinner with their wives and tell them that they're divorcing them so they could get married to each other. So their husbands left them to be with each other. Now, Lily Tomlin is just so hilarious, even Jane Fonda. And I support gay rights. I have a sister that's gay. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with males. But knowing Martin Sheen as a heterosexual male, for me, the connection of the gay couple didn't quite, it's kind of left uncomfortable because they weren't as affectionate as you think they would be, since they were in a 20-year secret relationship with each other. The first 20 years they were with their wives, But 20 years into their marriage is when they first started being together. So it is so funny. Frankie, Lily Tomlin's character, like I said, she is so funny. She's a hippie chick. She's constantly smoking marijuana. She's got her bongs that she totes around with her at the house and smoke on. And if y'all don't know what bongs are, they're this contraption that you put water in, and it helps you get a better hit off the marijuana. You don't lose any smoke. It keeps it all in. So you're getting every last hit of that marijuana. She's hilariously funny when she's on it. And her and Jane Fonda's character, Grace, was talking about vibrators. And Frankie got Grace a vibrator, which is Grace's, Jane Fonda. Well, the next morning she's complaining about her hand hurting, and Frankie starts giving her a hard time about using the vibrator. Well, long story short, she yeah, I'm gonna get one of them. They end up starting a company for vibrators for the elderly for their carpal tunnel. It's basically an easier made vibrator for the older woman. I mean, the whole concept of the story is hilarious. I love it. Like I said, the only thing that was off on the series for me was seeing Martin Sheen kissing another man. But it's not like really passionate kisses. It's just like, the connection wasn't there with the gay men. And I think that's because, they're heterosexuals, and, it was just that their kissing scenes were just uncomfortable. But other than that, it's hilarious. And then the second series is called Peaky Blinders. Yeah, it's kind of a rough series. It's not for The Faint of Heart. It's about Irish gypsies, which are pretty much a mafia group, and they're badass. They run their territory to make money. They fix horse racing. They fix football. It's a rough series, but it's good. Elizabeth told me to watch it. She wanted me to watch You too, but You right now is not interested in me because I'm finding all these other ones. um, she was here when I finished Grace and Frankie, and we were going through it. And she goes, "Oh, you gotta watch Peaky Blinders." So we sit here and we had watched 2 episodes, and she knew she had to go home, but she kept watching TV. She goes, "I don't want to leave. I want to see what happens next." But yeah, I watched full series since last Tuesday. But there's only been five five uh 5 seasons of each one, and the Peaky Blinders, they only had like 10 episodes per season, so that one went really quick. Grace and Frankie, I think, had like 15 episodes per season. It's the ones that are made for Netflix. The only bad thing about them is that, the TV series that are on TV, they they have like 22 to 24 episodes in a season, because they plan it to where halfway through is during the Christmas break, and then they'll take a hiatus until the new year. They have 22 to 24 episodes per season, whereas Netflix, you know, the most I've seen so far is like 15 episodes per season. I haven't gone to it yet. I'm not comfortable smoking it here with my mom. I mean, she said I could, but I'd have to open the window and open the window and stand by it and blow the smoke out, or go outside. I can't get in the vehicle with keys, because if you're in a vehicle with keys, even though you're parked, you can be arrested for DUI, under the influence of, you know, anything, alcohol, drugs, any of that. So I can't even really do that. My key fob to the Envoy doesn't work, and I've tried using the backup key fob and it doesn't work, and I've tried putting in new batteries and they don't work. So I'd have to use my keys to unlock it, then I'd have to walk back in, put my keys up, and then walk back out. It just too much work to be trying to relax and so I'll try it maybe when I get moved. Like I said, I was going to call my mom's pain med doctor and try him. And if I don't get the results there, then I'm just going to give up completely and just go with the medical. Yeah, yeah. But if you're in a vehicle with the keys, they can get you. Because you're in that vehicle with the intentions of leaving, is the way they look at it. We had a neighbor here who was drunk, and he went out to his car to listen to music, and he had the music going too loud. And so I guess somebody close to where he was parked, or the apartment where he was close to parked to, called and made a noise complaint on him. So the cops went out there, seen that he was drunk, and had the keys in the ignition because he turned on, the key on auxiliary to play the music. So the keys were in ignition. He was sitting there drunk, and they took him in for DUI because he had the intentions of leaving. Even though he told them he was just listening to music, they took him in. Which I think sucks. In Canada, I just found this out. In Canada, you can't go to a bar and get drunk. If you're in a bar and you get drunk, they can come in and arrest you. But you can be drunk out in the open. Now, how messed up is that? No, it's either Canada or Alaska. Maybe it's Alaska. I think in Alaska. It's like the exact opposite here. You can go to a bar and get drunk. If you get caught driving home drunk, you're going to get caught. But yeah, in Alaska, I believe it's Alaska, you can't get drunk in a bar. But you can be drunk in the public, as long as you're not being a nuisance to society. I just thought that was messed up. And Alaska has one of the highest drinking rates out there as far as alcoholism. You got to think about it. They don't have long summers. They have long winters. So there's a lot of sitting around and drinking. I just thought that was so hilarious. How messed up it would be. Man, if that was true here back in the day, I would have been arrested a lot of times. As I mentioned before, y'all know I was a party girl. I went to the clubs. This is an interesting story. Elizabeth asked me more about it the other day. I had kind of forgot about it because it was way back when, before she was even born. But me and Lee got married. I was pregnant with Casey, and while we were engaged, he had been upset a few times, wishing that I would have been able to meet his dad. I was out at the club this one time, and it was a small club. The capacity was only like 20 people, so it tells you how small it was. I was sitting there, I was at the bar, and there was only 3 bar stools. That's how. Yeah, how's that safe? Hi, Aussie girl, welcome back. I was sitting on the bar with my aunt, so we took up 2 of the 3 spaces. So we were talking, and we were being quiet, and I can't remember what we were talking about, but it's something that he didn't like. So he got up and he went to the bathroom, and when he came back, I'd had my hair pulled back. He grabbed my hair and he pulled me off the bar stool. Well, these older gentlemen that were there got the guy, and they took him outside and they made him leave. Well, the rest of the night, man, that group of people, there was wives, there were some wives, and then there were some there that weren't there with their husbands. So, stage 1, that happened there. Me and Lee met, he'd always mentioned about, me meeting his dad and everything. Well, his uncle come from Kansas to Oklahoma, and he didn't have anywhere to stay, so he stayed with me and Lee and the kids. And he didn't work, or he wasn't working at the time. And we were sitting around talking one day about Lee's dad and him dying, because he started talking about them going out to the club the night before, and he died the next day. And he said that he had gotten into a fight and took a guy out of the bar from the night before because he had pulling this lady off the bar stool by her hair. And I asked him, I said, did this happen at the pub? That was the name of the club. It was called the Pub. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, I was that girl. And he pulled out pictures that we took that night. And sure enough, there was me in the picture with Lee's dad. And he had his arms around me. I had Lee's dad on one side. I had his uncle's wife on the other side of me, and then he was on the other side, and we had taken pictures that night, and I was the one in the pictures. And some of them were up in Kansas, North Kansas, when he went back home. He had taken some of the pictures with him. Well, when his grandma died, we had all went up there, me, Lee, and his brother, his two brothers. We went up there, and they pulled out more pictures, and there was me in them pictures. Lee got so upset. Chills ran down my spine when me and Louie was talking about that, to find out that I had met Lee's dad the day before he died, and that he was doing what he was known for. He was considered a drunk. Woo, woo, woo. I was the dancer back in the day too. I looked fine in them jeans. One thing my husband said that he was attracted to was my butt hanging over a pool table. And Lee's not a clubber. He just happened to go out with his mother. It was so funny. Yeah, me and Lee met at the same club, like 6-7 months after his dad died. So how funny is that? One thing I remember about my husband. I miss him. I think that's the only thing keeping me going about this move, knowing I'm going to be back. It's been a rough 2 years and 8 months. By the time we get moved over there, it'll be 2 years, 8 months. Because the last contract that we signed, we only signed for 9 months. So it's taken us 8 months to get this freaking move approved. Eight months. Can y'all believe it's taken so long? Elizabeth's here. Huh? Oh, okay. Well, say hi, bye.
Bye-bye.
They bring a tablet for Brady to watch, and she left it here. I have to take it away from him to eat lunch and to take a nap, and I put it behind my coffee table, and I dug out their pants and their shoes and forgot about pulling out the tablet. He said she's not feeling well. you weren't much of a party girl. Was that the one time in a year that you went to club? I mean, from what you said and some of your whipping chats early on, I know you had a couple, I forget the name of what you called them, about you sneaking in booze to your dorm or whatever. Volleyball. So you're in volleyball club. Oh my, just giving you a hard time. I spent too much time in the club. Got kicked out of a couple. But they had no problem taking me back in the next week so they could get my money. Brady's back to using the disgusting word. When he's dirty, I'll go to change him and he'll go, "Ooh, disgusting." And I'm like, "Yeah, disgusting." I just think it's so that they're so cute and adorable. I had some funny stories to tell them, but I forgot. I can't remember them now. That's what I hate. I need to start writing these stories down so I can let y'all know what these boys do because they're hilarious. They come up to me. What drives me crazy about them is they'll come up to me and they'll want a drink. And instead of saying drink, please, they'll go, ha, 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 ha. And I'm like, no, I don't do What do you say? And Sawyer will go, say. And I go, no, what do you say? And he'll go, say. And I said, no, please. And then he cocks his head back and then he goes forward. And then on his way back up, he'll go, please. And when in the morning, when they get here, I'll fix them some milk. And they call their cup, or Sawyer calls his cup, his pup. My pup, my pup, my pup. And then Daddy is Daddo. It's not Dad, it's Daddo, which I think is the cutest thing. I love Daddo. Not the man itself, but the way they say Daddo. But they had one of them motorcycles that makes noises when you push it. Kind of makes a vroom vroom sound. Right after Elizabeth brought it here, I stuck it in the closet. That thing drove me up the wall. Almost as bad as them little poppers. You know, the little poppers that you push and it's all the balls in the center circle that pop up and make noise. Use my words. I'm sorry if I offended you. I didn't mean to. If I did. But last night, when the girls were here, somehow that lawnmower made itself out of the closet. And it wasn't so bad because Mom had a dentist appointment. She had a cleaning. So we had went to the cleaning, and so we weren't here. And then after they got here, I fed them lunch, changed them, and then put them down for a nap. Well, Elizabeth, this is her half day, but she had went to the doctor, so I went ahead and put them down for a nap. And when Elizabeth came in, it was 5:46, because I fell asleep there towards the end. And so she came in and woke us up, and she was telling me about her doctor's appointment and everything. And they started playing with that lawnmower. And after about 5 minutes, I said, now you know why that was in the closet. They had gotten it out last night when they were cleaning out, helping go through my closet. They had put it in a room. So it made its way back in the closet. I told Elizabeth she could take it home, but I don't know if it's something she's going to take home or she's going to donate it. I say donate. She'll put them on her Facebook group. She's in a Facebook group for mommies, and they put toys in there. They put like car seats that their kids have outgrown. They'll do like car seat swaps, stuff like that. And anything they list is, if they sell it, is really cheap. But Elizabeth, the last time she put a big box in it, she had taken out the toys and took pictures of it and sold the whole box for like $15. But it was a huge box and it had some nice toys in it. She cleaned them up and I paid for it. So, but she'll donate to it a lot of times too. You know, put it away for free just to get rid of it. She doesn't want to just throw it out. There's a lot of it's some kind of mommy's group, young mommy's group. And I think I told y'all last week about Brady on my Starbucks that Elizabeth had brought him. It's either going to be, if she doesn't leave it here or throw it out during the move, it's going to go in their toy room and my door's going to be shut when they play with it. Because I'm setting up a room with all my stuff in it. I'm going to have my own personal room with all my stuff, and to where I don't have to spend the day, you know, like say Saturday and Sunday. When Lee's home, he likes to watch his car shows. He's a big car fanatic, and he watches all them car shows. Sunday he watches NASCAR. We used to be all into NASCAR. I mean, we took 3 trips down to see the Daytona 500. That's how big into NASCAR he was. So he spends all the weekend watching NASCAR and other car shows. He'll record during the week and then he'll watch them all on the weekend. It was like what he did to us on Thanksgiving, where we couldn't watch the Macy's Day parade. So I'm going to have my room set up. That way on weekends I can go in there. During the day, I can put a baby gate up and be in my room with I would be able to see most of them in the toy room. So they have a big hallway to run down, their own toy room, plus the hall I'm in. So that'll be nice. But during the weekend, if I want to be a shut-in, I can be a shut-in. But her and Malachi are looking for houses. They've looked at a couple, but I really can't give a reason why they're having a hard time. That's their business, and I don't want to say anything that might upset Elizabeth, but it might be a hard time for them to get one, but he'll find one. He's a good talker. He can talk people into buying rain. He's that good of a talker. My dad was one of them. My dad, he could dicker anything but gas. He could dicker gas if somebody had it on their property. And if y'all don't know what dicker is, that's making making a deal like at a garage sale. If somebody has $1 on there, he would offer 50 cents. Person would come down to 90. He would go up to 70. The other guy would come down to 80, and it would be a deal. My dad could dicker. I always had a hard time doing that. Now, I had yard sales in the past, and my dad, he had told me to set them about 50 cents higher. If I was going to sell something for 50 cents, he said sell it for $1. That way, you might actually get your 50 cents out of it. He said, but if you ask 50 cents, somebody's going to offer you a quarter, and you're going to end up selling it for a quarter. So I had my dad telling me how to run my garage sales. But I think I've only had like 3 in my life. Now, I had friends that had garage sales that I put stuff in, but me personally, I haven't had that many. This is so weird because my computer is fine, but y'all can see my tablet has got the hamsters going on. I don't know why. My dad was a king to me. I was joking with Elizabeth a while back ago. I said we could have a garage sale and put the boys up for $100 and then take 50 if it's offered. She just laughed at me. I'm trying to think of what the boys have done because I know Brady, you will, after he wakes up from a nap, he started going, Mommy be here in 5 minutes. Yeah, Mom will be here in 5 minutes. And of course, she won't show up for another 30, 45 minutes. They're so good about taking naps here. If I have a doctor's appointment in the afternoon, I try to make early afternoon, like 12:45, 1 o'clock, and I'll put them to sleep before I go, and or I'll put them down between 11:30 and 12 o'clock. But it takes them about 30 minutes before they'll settle down enough to go to sleep. And they'll sleep sometimes till 5:30. But I'm not one. I've never been a big person on waking up kids after 2 hours of a nap. I think if a child needs to sleep, he'll wake up when he's ready to wake up. And Elizabeth hasn't said a whole lot about them having problems going to sleep at night. So if the babies need to sleep, I let them sleep. Like I said earlier, this was her half day, and she had a doctor's appointment, but my mom said that she showed up here at like 2 o'clock, and she checked and it was all quiet in here. So she went in there and she came in at 5:45 and woke him up. But it took me till a little after 1 to get him to go to sleep. That's me. I can't do it for another hour. I would if I could physically do it, but it was 6:30 before Elizabeth left here. I had to cook supper. It was after 7 o'clock after I ate, and then I got everything ready to go live. I'd scheduled my live for Saturday and sit here and diamond painted until it was time. So I'm ready. I need to kick back and relax some. I would. Because we had trouble, Jennifer. My first chat didn't last 10 minutes. I meant Cassie and Dee Hall showed up, and then something happened. I don't know, but I had to restart, and we weren't on that one very long before I had to restart. And then when I restarted it, you showed up, but each time I had to shut down. It takes me about 10 minutes to get it back up because I have to shut down my camcorder now and restart it. And then I have to do the YouTube thing, which doesn't take me very long, but then I have to sync my camcorder into YouTube, and that takes a couple more minutes. So it was, I think, 8:30 before we really even got going. My back is really bothering me right now. I think if Megan had any, I would call her and have her bring me some. I've got $20. I could actually go buy something. I'm sure I could get something for $20. I think the edibles for like 10 pieces you can get for like $14.99. I think I've looked it up online. Like Megan told me that one time there's an app called Weed Maps for the Oklahoma City area, and a lot of stores participate in it. And you can find the best buys for that day. And because they can't offer coupons, but they can, do a sale. And Megan had told me that a lot of the stores that you go in for the first time, they'll give you like penny joints. I'm gonna hit up all the stores and say I'm new and see what kind of things I can offer or get. Well, I've survived 2 lives now by myself. That was my husband. I'll have to call him. But survived 2 lives lately by myself. get better at it. And I did lives by myself for a while until Elizabeth joined in and Megan jumped in and kind of took over for Elizabeth. And then sometimes I have them both here. I still get scared doing it by myself, and I have a feeling I'm going to have to do it Saturday by myself. So I'm going to try to have maybe a fun fact. I don't know. Try to find a game to play or something. Games are hard to play online because different people have different lags. Hang on. Let me take this. Hey, let me call you back. I've got 3 minutes left of my live. All right. Yeah. All right. Bye. He was just going to keep calling me until I answered. He does that because he misses me. But I will get the schedule for the Diamond Paint-a-thon, and I'll post it on my Facebook page. And hopefully most of the links will be listed there. I've got to, after my live, list my link so they can update it. And then as soon as they get that updated, I'll get it posted. For Cassie, I know you wanted it, and for anybody else that might want it, it'll be there. Since they started posting it in other Facebook groups, I have gotten 2 new subscribers, but I don't even know how many I have now. I haven't looked in a while. 316, so a few here and there. Cassie, are you going to try to be in my live Saturday? I know everybody does their best. I'm going to make it to a few unless I'm moving. If I'm moving, I'm not going to be able to make it to hardly any at all. But maybe I'll have things figured out. If this is Tuesday, I've got a few days to try to iron things out. If we could get started early enough Saturday, we could have my things moved out in an hour and 30 minutes maybe. And then it would just, I would have to go set up my camcorder and my computer. The only thing, I won't have the internet here. I'd have to go off my husband's internet, which is AT&T. Right now we use Cox Communications, so I don't know what kind of link, I don't know what kind of result I'm going to get. It might be better than the one I have now. That's a bad thing. Everybody has different internet providers, so people get different lag times. So I don't like playing. I don't mind playing the games, but a lot of people that have the long lag, they don't stand a chance. And I'm just the type that I feel sorry. I guess we could do a Q&A. And before I say the question, I'll say like the 6th person who answers this wins. But that's an idea because everybody, tries to get their answer out first. But if I say the 7th person wins or the 24th person wins, everybody's going to keep trying to guess until, that number comes up and people with lags actually have a chance to win. Okay, I looked at nice. That's fine. So maybe Tuesday I'll be moved. Maybe Saturday I'll be moved. But guys, it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to get off of here. Appreciate everyone being here. Hope to see as many as I can Saturday. If not, hopefully next Tuesday. Jennifer, look, I'm using my wrench. Maybe Megan will show up Tuesday and help me make wrenches. Because I still have these old wrenches. They're not exactly what I wanted, but yeah, we were supposed to do that last week and she didn't show up, and I need help doing it. So we'll get that done. But yes, thank you for coming. Everybody have a good week, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye.